Well, a big welcome back to another episode of the Humble Climb podcast. We've had a couple of weeks off, but we're back with a big bang. We've got another returning guest this time, and a first timer as well. So I'm glad to make it happen. And a big welcome once again to Sal Mccarthy, and this time instead of Dave McCarthy, who's currently overseas and enjoying plenty of Guinnesses and teas and whatnot, we've got in his place one of the main organisers of RunforRob, which we will go into, Jez Devlin. Jez, welcome.
Thanks, mate.
Welcome to be on the Humble Climb. And Sal, everyone's favourite.
Thanks.
I think it's always a star having you on. We absolutely love you. I've got to kick things off, of course, by thanking our sponsors. More importantly, cannot thank them enough. They are the bloodline of what continues to bring this amazing platform to life. Starting off, of course, with Bonser Snowballs, who have been here from pretty much day one. A massive thanks to them. Gigi Herring Kids, much the same. They're doing amazing things, and they've got a really cool thing happening shortly, which we'll hopefully bring you guys in on. Some new sponsors to welcome on board, and a massive thank you again to those that have been sponsoring and are no longer sponsoring. But again, a massive thank you for just even jumping on board. But a massive welcome to some of our new sponsors, and one that's very close to my heart. And I know you guys know how much I love this place because you guys almost love it as much. The biggest and the best in the Eden Mall, Vanilla.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome. I was just down there for lunch today, and let me tell you, the chicken baguette had my name all over it. So a massive thank you. I'm heading off to a dinner tonight. I've just stopped past. I've got some Greek sweets, and we're going to have that. I'm going to love it. But a massive thank you to Vanilla, and thank you for coming on board. Of course, the new one as well, NYC Conveyancing. They're a new conveyancing mob. So if you're looking to buy or sell, guys, and you're looking for a conveyancer to do all your paperwork, you know where to come. Use DIM10 for the discount. That doesn't exist, but it will. And the last one, A-Class Powder Coating and Abrasive Blasting. They are, again, a new sponsor through my mate George that have come on. So anything you need powder coated. So if you're going to open up a restaurant or you need a whole lot of chairs powder coated, just go speak to George and the team. But they'll keep you nice and busy. But a massive thank you to the sponsors that, again, continue to bring us lots of love, and for all those out there that want to jump on board in future eps, whether you stay on for 1, 5 or 10, no matter what you can do, we're so appreciative, and if we can give your business a shout out, it's all worth it. So a massive thank you. But diving right into this, obviously you're backed by popular demand, and you started, your YouTube hits have gone through the roof, and I wanted to get Jez in as well because obviously Davo's too busy at the moment in the UK, and he's loving life, and he's doing things for all of us while we're back here in this up and down weather. But the episode obviously that we spoke about last that we had on, I think we did it in, let's say, March or April.
Yeah, because I remember it was boiling that day.
Maybe it was Feb. I don't even know.
Yeah.
It was one of the early ones actually, so it could have even been February. But it was a huge ep, and they're rated so highly. If you haven't had a chance to watch that episode, head back. I think pretty sure it was episode 2, and I've got it titled as the McCarthy family. So check that one out. But it's an incredible platform for obviously what we're doing now, what we're talking about, leading into, I'm going to say Sunday, 26th November.
That's the one.
Is that the one? Is that the one? Yeah. Sunday, 26th of November, because I've got something on that night. I can't remember what it is. It's probably a date.
Cousin party.
I don't know what I've got on that night, but I've got something on that night. I know that much. Yes, Sunday, 26th of November is going to be a huge one, and obviously the RunforRob.
Yep.
But I wanted to sort of get into it, and obviously we can get some promotion happening behind it. Fortunately enough, you guys have allowed the Humble Client to jump on board, as well as obviously my workplace at Buxton Real Estate here in Oakley. So thank you for allowing us that opportunity more than anything, because we do what we can do that we're passionate about. But talk me through the evolution of RunforRob and how it all started.
Yeah, so I guess we always did Movember. Like me, Rob and Dave in our friendship group. Obviously, Rob sort of had his mental health issues, so Movember was a great opportunity sort of to support that. Rob couldn't grow a mo, but he tried very hard to grow his little blonde bum fluff. So we did that for obviously ages. We'd sort of if we raised $1,000 or something, we were doing well. We didn't do it very seriously. And then obviously, Rob passed away in 2019. A couple of years later, I'll take credit for it. I think it was me. It might not have been, but I'll take credit.
Do you reckon Cowan will?
Cowan definitely will, but it definitely wasn't him though. A couple of years later, we had the idea, well, why don't we sort of step this up a notch? Like, it obviously means a lot to us to sort of promote men's mental health and money for Movember. So I was like, Rob was a personal trainer. He would be like fanatical about like fitness different sort of fitness things in his life. So I was like, I think he would really love this. Like if we went for a run.
Rob was as passionate about running as I am about eating.
yeah.
Pretty much.
I think a lot of his dates turned into runs.
Yeah, nice one.
They turned into runs.
That's a good one. Actually,
Let's go for a run.
I remember when he was he would have been like 17, I reckon. And he had a few probably vodka cruises on a New Year's Eve, and his New Year's resolution was to go for a run every day that year. Which is ridiculous. Like no one's ever going to do that. But he lasted like 3 weeks. Everyone was like,
that's incredible.
Yeah. It wasn't really a thing back then, like running.
Of course.
And we were 17, 18, just like, being drop kicks.
To be honest, it hasn't been a thing for me for 30 years.
Neither for me, I would say.
Straight up.
Yeah. So it was something that I thought of, we can do this, and something we can really push, and sort of, it's good for us as well. We go for a run. It's good for our own mental health. It's good for our fitness. We can get around it. And then people started throwing out ridiculous, let's just do a marathon. Let's just do like 60 Ks or whatever, which I was never really about. I was sort of, 10, 20, that's enough for me. And then it took off from there. The first year, we sort of we didn't really invite, it was just our sort of close friendship group and Dave's friendship group, and we would have had like 20 people running, which would have looked funny down Warrigal Road with 20 blokes all running together. And then last year we sort of opened it up to everyone. And
so was last year the first one that it sort of became Caulfield Park?
Yeah. So last year we did a Caulfield Park, and we would have had, I don't know how many people, over 50 people.
Yeah.
And we had a barbecue. We had we put on food for everyone and drinks for everyone. And had a really good day of it. So we just want to keep trying to make it bigger and better and run for Rob, I guess.
So how are we looking for, obviously, so this big run, so to give some context for anyone that may be tuning in that hasn't tuned in previously, or hasn't had a chance to watch the initial episode 2 that we did, but giving some context to the background, obviously Robbie McCarthy was your son and one of your best mates, and unfortunately lost his life to suicide with due to mental health. Obviously throw in another kicker as well, which is this even probably more of a reason why I think this woman's probably the most amazing woman to hit the planet. And obviously her husband and then Rob's dad and Dave's dad also passed away via suicide. So it's a incredible thing. But your outlook of yourself, Dave, in particular, both of you, is just flabbergasting. Like it's crazy for most people that they would be hiding under a rock, and here you are as bubbly and smiley as you are. So to give people just some sort of context about the day and what it is, and this is probably why I'm so passionate about it and wanting to help out and get behind it, giving some context to the day itself, how many we're looking at potentially this coming week, or this coming run, I should say.
This coming run, how many people?
Yeah, would you be thinking?
We're hoping again for, over 50 people, I would say.
That's amazing.
Obviously you don't have to run. You can run any distance you want. We'll put out details like we sort of all want to finish at the same time, but people can walk. People,
I'll see you there.
Yeah, people don't run, obviously, then just turn up. And if they run a lap of Caulfield Park, then that's great. Like honestly,
I'll be at the walking one.
Yeah.
The small things are the big things.
100%. Yeah, mate, I'll be definitely there, and then I'll be more importantly there for any cooking or barbecues and whatnot like that. So that's what I'm probably excited for.
We'll have to fight Stephen King for that.
Oh yeah, he loves it.
He's the barbie.
He loves it. Yeah,
loves it.
Loves it. Yeah, he's it. So what time? So obviously by the time this episode get released, it will be next week. Yep. So giving an understanding of the actual day itself, and I guess almost describing what it's going to be. What time are we looking at starting?
So again, depends on sort of the distance that you're running, but we want to finish around sort of 11 a.m. And then have a sausage and stuff. So say if you're running, you can come and support basically from any time. I think there's a few guys who'll be running 60. He said like Jack Hanley, he'll be running 50, 60. So they'll be starting pretty early in the morning, which obviously we don't expect too many people to be rolling in at 6 a.m. to watch a run round.
So it's starting early, so it's not an afternoon thing. It's starting early.
No, just because of the weather. If people like Josh Webster's, he's said he's going to run 100K. So
that day?
Yeah, that day. Yeah.
Really?
So we don't want him running in, if it's 30 degrees, then we sort of want to get him,
And why's he
safely.
running 100K?
So he obviously loves his running. He would have played footy with Rob. And he's a really big advocate for like men's mental health, and he does a lot of charity runs, and similar to like a few of the other guys do. He loves it, to be honest. It's his
100K. Wow,
100K.
Oh, word, I don't know what's wrong with people. Do you not understand why people do that to themselves?
Yeah, I mean, like a marathon or something would have been good enough, but he's going above and beyond.
How much are you thinking of pulling out yourself?
I've got a herniated disc in my back at the moment, so I'll be next to you at the barbecue. I'll walk a few laps, but actually I can't. Yeah, it's quite frustrating.
Yeah,
but,
I'm happy to walk with you.
Yeah, I actually can't.
I'm happy to walk with you. And Sal, will you be down there on the day?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I think the whole part of this podcast as well is almost just to really bring some assumption or to bring some understanding as to the day itself and what it offers. Because I know, like from my end, from my own personal circle, there'll be a fair few people that'll be coming down. Some. Obviously, those people that like to hang and chill with me and have a coffee. And then we've got the other people that are like my fit friends that like to actually run. So I'll be, as I said, with having the coffee side. So maybe I'll bring like a rug for us or something, Sal, so we can probably sit on and
Absolutely.
talk. But that for me is what we're after. Talk to me obviously about the run itself. So there's people jumping on board. You get a t-shirt, you get a hat, you get everything like that as well. So, and we will be dropping the link obviously as well, part of the marketing here, so that people know where they can sign up to. Yeah. Is there a cutoff date?
This Friday we probably need the t-shirt orders by. We'll get that. We'll get on that ASAP.
So we would have missed that, but at the same time we'll make sure that if there are any spares, I'm sure there'll be.
We're going to buy So on the day we're going to buy spares of basically every size. So you come on the day, buy a cap, buy a t-shirt. We'll also have like raffles. We've got our hands on a Collingwood jersey and a Brisbane jersey as well. So you can maybe test your auction skills.
Yes.
Let's go. That's me and my domain for sure. So talk to me. So and just sort of changing not topic, but changing direction now, because obviously at the moment there's been a lot more of these types of runs and charity runs and fun runs and awareness runs, I'd probably call them, more than anything, happening a lot more. And I know a lot's probably since we chatted in Feb or March, Sal. What do you guys think of currently where the awareness around mental health is going?
Yeah, I think it's people are becoming more aware and more supportive and more understanding, which is so good.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, so that's made me really happy, because I think that it used to be pushed under the carpet and just get on with it. But it's not about that. It's about saying, hey, I'm struggling, and
Yeah, I think definitely you look at, obviously we're big AFL fans and there's a lot more players coming out now and being, comfortable enough to say to the coach, like, look, I'm not okay at the moment and I need to step back. And I think that's sort of a sign of it's really going in a positive direction. And
100%. Obviously everyone loves Sal. And not saying that I don't love you, Jez, but everyone loves Sal. But I've had a few questions that some people had dropped into me to say, and I'd said that obviously you're going to be coming back on, so I know you're not on the Instagram. Well, you might be actually. I might be very active.
No, I'm not. I don't know.
I reckon you've got the account, but I don't reckon you're active. That's what it is. Yeah, that's all right. That's all right.
Someone to manage it.
I think Damo to do it from the UK. But I had a couple of questions for you that some people had asked in, if that's okay.
Yeah.
One of them was, how do you manage your mental health?
I keep busy.
Yep.
I have to admit, and I kind of I keep busy. I just feel like I'm really blessed. Robert was the most amazing boy ever. He just brought me so much happiness, and he was funny, wasn't he, Jez?
He was very funny.
Really funny. And Dave's just, Dave's amazing. I'm just really fortunate that, I just look at Dave and think, oh my God,
I'm so blessed.
I'm so blessed. So keeps me going.
And also leading into the next question, with Dave, obviously, Dave's currently, for those that aren't aware, he's doing a little mini tour in the UK and everywhere. Or he's going to do some work experience working from the UK for the next couple of years. He's coming back in December. But with Dave going to the UK, did it bring up any emotions for you?
Well, it did, and I didn't know if I was going to cope, to be honest. I thought, oh my God, as soon as he's gone, what's my purpose? What am I going to do? I was actually a little bit flustered about it and thought, oh, how am I going to do this? But I just see him and Erica doing all what they love, and it just makes me think they're happy. They're really happy, and how can I not be happy for them? So that's kind of kept me going. Plus, I'm going to be seeing him soon. And
who's counting days?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. So
I'm sure mum is. And the last one that sort of someone had asked as well from yourself is obviously from your times of your life experience, in particular, Sal, with what you have gone through, and Dave, obviously, as a family. So, but what's the number one bit of, I guess, support or advice that you have continued to yourself to make sure that you continue to get through? Would there be anything in particular?
I've got good support. I've got good friends. Rob's mates, Jez, Sam, all of them, the Rileys and everything like that. They're just amazing. Always catch up, always, and everything like that. And friends are amazing. They're always there and just very lucky.
I think like for everyone else, just seeing how strong like you and Dave are, like, if you're feeling a bit sad or down, then you definitely bring everyone up, I would say, you and Dave, because you just, I don't know how, you're just so strong. So it definitely makes everyone else a bit stronger. It's weird,
and I can resonate to that to a degree. Like I've always spoken openly about my anxieties that I've had, etc. But I reckon about a month ago I was having like just the shittest day. Just a shit day, like, and like being honest, like I couldn't list anything. I couldn't, like, work wise, like for me, obviously that's a big part, but I couldn't list anything. I was missing listings. It was just shit. Everything was just shit. And then at one stage I sort of pulled myself up and I was like, fuck. Sorry, I hate swearing on here, but I was like, like, look at Sal, like, and it's very true. I was like, man, if this woman is like smiling the way she smiles, you might be okay. And it sort of got me out of the shit. I don't know why, but it's like I almost like need to get like a frame of you at my desk, just to, like remind myself. And I know that sounds semi creepy, but from a good way I mean it, because I've never met anyone with your positivity. Is that how you guys sort of look at it from your friendship group, and obviously Rob's closest, etc.?
Yeah. We obviously like we were saying before, I pretty much grew, like it was my second house, the McCarthy house, and Sal's always been really positive. She always like really inviting. Everyone's welcome in her house. She wants to cook for everyone. She wants to do everything for everyone.
She's a
great cook. Yeah, great cook. And then after he passed away, I would say like just the way that Sally and Dave, like you could obviously see it was a really tough time, but just how strong they are and how they dealt with it, it definitely brought everyone up, I would say, and helped people sort of, not without even saying anything. Like Sally doesn't have to say anything. She just has to be Sally, and she's already, made me feel a little bit better about it all. I get it. Yeah.
I know we're sort of focused on obviously the main family being Dave and Sal. Interested to know from your point of view as a friend that was going through that time with, in particular, Robbie.
Yeah.
Touch wood, obviously, unfortunately, there's friends that are out there right now somewhere that are probably dealing with a friend who might be going through some sort of challenges of their own.
Yeah.
As a friend at that time, what was that time like for you? Like, were you trying to hypothetically do more things with him to get him out and active and doing what he loves? Or what was that support like for you that you wanted to make sure that you had?
Yeah, I would say it's really tough, honestly. As someone who through that time had never dealt with, would ever experience the pain that Rob and Sally and stuff went through with Rob's dad, and haven't had mental health issues myself. It's really hard to understand what someone's going through. Rob always had his demons from a pretty young age. So it's as a friend, I would, like if you're asking for advice or like if someone's out there with a similar situation, I would say just be supportive, be there, have that person know that you've got their back. You don't need to harass them. You don't need to try and take them out and get them to do stuff that they don't want to do, because it's really, like Rob was pretty headstrong. If he didn't want to do something, he's not going to do it. And no matter if I was trying to drag him out of the house, he'd be like, mate, no, I'm not feeling well. I'm not going to do it. So it's not about that. I think it's just being there for someone. You're never going to be able to fix someone. You're never going to be able to just have one chat and fix all of their issues. Like that's just not going to happen. You've just got to pretty much just say like, keep getting help. Like I'm here for you. keep talking to us. Make sure like you're talking to your parents, talking to Sally and talking to us, and make sure you with us. We understand that you're going through a harder time, but you can't fix anyone instantly. So it's just, it is really hard to be honest.
And you did a lot of that. You did a lot of just sitting with him.
Yeah,
just sitting with him while he was watching the football.
Rob would he would have like 2 weeks at a time where he couldn't leave the house. And we would just go over and we would literally just sit there and watch the footy.
Was he talking at that point or not really?
So he obviously is talking, but you can tell when Rob, you could tell when he was going through something because he wasn't really present. He was there and he was talking to you, but you could tell that his mind was always sort of somewhere else. But just going over and spending time, like just having, Rob never drank a beer or drank coffee, but just going over there and, just talking. And we just talked about like normal everyday stuff.
And tried to normalise things a little bit.
Yeah, tried to normalise things and, talk about the footy and then, just make sure that he knows that he's got that support, that he can always lean on us if he needs to. And I think Rob, because, we were teenagers. So, again, we're going through that stigma of Rob never really wanted to say, hey, mate, like this is exactly how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
He never did that, which is like, I don't think anyone would
not at that age.
Not at that age.
You don't want to admit to it, do you?
No, then I think as he got older though, in the last couple of years, he started doing that.
You became you almost become pretty comfortable within yourself, don't you? Like with getting it, like I wouldn't myself want to be taught. I know probably realistically 5 years ago, I don't want to say 5 years ago, I wouldn't be talking about it openly like I do now.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah.
Because it's almost, you don't want people to make a judgment call on you especially if you're a guy. It's so hard if you're a guy in some ways.
It is, yeah.
Because you're soft or you're weak as piss or harden up, get some concrete. Because there's certain people in this world that just do not get mental health at all. What it is.
Yeah. And they never will either. Yeah.
It is. It's hard, and that's why I think that days like, or stuff like that, obviously that Chopper Hanley's doing with his 50K a day for 50 days, stuff like you guys are going to be doing that day of a run. Like I'm so excited to get down there, just more from a connectivity point of view with people, like just to get around it and have a laugh and not obviously have a laugh I'm talking with, with people in general and just connect.
No, that's what it's all about. Yeah. It's just like having people to get together, have a drink, have a sausage. We talk about, Rob and how silly it was and all the good times we had. And then just talk about, good times.
What from a friendship point of view and the aftermath as to what happened. Obviously I know, as I said, we've been, talked it over with Sal and with Dave, but from a friendship thing of aftermath, what happened, did you struggle for a bit sort of getting through it?
Yeah, definitely. It's hard. You have your real good days and you have your days where for whatever reason just something will pop up. So for me it was like something randomly would pop up and I would really think about it, and then your mind goes elsewhere and you're fine for a couple of days, and then it would just be one little thing again and it goes back. But I would say you just need to give yourself time to grieve. I'd probably one for bottle up your sort of emotions a bit. But then I would have like random outbursts, just like randomly I would be like really upset. And then the next day I'm fine again.
Amazing.
So
I love it. And from another question that actually someone had sent through for you, Sal, is like for yourself personally, with how incredibly strong you are for everyone else, like for yourself personally, do you, and tell me if this is too much, but do you speak to someone yourself to sort of get you through?
I used to see a life skill counsellor kind of thing and just kind of talk to her and that. But I mean, look, you do have your days. Like I have bad days and I think, oh shit,
So you got to call Dimmy for a coffee.
Exactly, yeah. But you do. There's days where
vanilla, exactly.
Yeah, you go over it, you go over some things and stuff, and then I just think, you know what, he would not want that.
Yeah.
He would seriously be so upset if I kept, thinking, oh my God, I should have done this, I should have done that. Maybe I shouldn't have said this. Maybe I shouldn't have kicked him that time when he was walking up the stairs. No, but you know what I mean? You go over certain things, when you...
Did you find that early on, or do you find it still happening?
It still happens. Like I don't really like this month. I don't like, because it's his birthday and the run, it all brings it up. But I always think to myself, look, be strong because, he was.
No. I know, and that's why I think for me, which is why I wanted to have you on, and I hate making you cry, Sal. Don't do that to me. I hate making you cry. I hate making you. Everyone's like, man, you just stop making people cry.
No.
And that's the thing, that it's such an incredible thing. Like I find myself, as I said, occasionally just look through his wall and we weren't the closest of mates, but certainly loved each other. And I love looking at his pages and everything. So I think it's again about creating that awareness, creating that talk about it. I think if you can take some sort of profile on and be that person, like I seriously have always said to McCarthy, like you and Dave should be nominated for an OAM, because I'm just, I say it and people laugh at me, but I'm like, no, you got to understand the story in the background. And when you explain it, they're like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't swear, so that's why I did it, because mum watches. So, but literally, everyone's like, what? How? I'm like, I know. You know what I mean? Like, it's ridiculous what these people have been through and how much they're smiling and happy, and they bring me, you give me motivation. Like,
but Rob would have been saying that to us, wouldn't he? He'd been saying no, like, I know, like, even when his auntie come over here and, like, Mari, that's Tone's sister, and turned around and said to Rob, he was crying and saying, your dad rang me the day, you know, that he took his life, and I didn't answer the call. Like I said, I answered the call, but I said, I'll have to ring you back. And she was really upset. And Rob turned around and said, Mari, there's nothing you could have done. Like, he would have done it then. He would have done it a month later. It had nothing to do with you. So he was always that kind of person. And I can imagine him looking at Jez and I now going, you know, like...
Yeah, you'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
You'll be
like,
right.
You know, like, and don't hold all that... you know, don't hold guilt or what I should have said or what I didn't do or whatever. Just, you know, like you know.
And that's the thing, like I look at it from an outsider's perspective point of view, and I'm the first to say we're always good to give advice on other people's problems, but not our own. I find is that, well, we don't take our own advice, and we're happy to give logical advice to other people's advice. And like I hear that, I'm like, man, there's nothing you could have, like, there's unfortunately nothing you could have done, as much as we all love to. Like, I mean, unfortunately, you can't lock people up. You know what I'm trying to say is you can't keep them in a room their whole lives. Unfortunately, that's not the approach. That's not the answer.
Yeah, like Rob. Yeah, he had his mental health issues from a young age, so he went through over 10 years sort of journey with it. So I sort of think about like like he tried everything. Like, you know what I mean? He was off medication. He was on medication. He was seeing psychiatrists. He was
going to the gym, doing everything that you're told to do.
Yeah, he literally tried everything. Yeah. And that's probably something I think about is, I think it was, he had a lot of pain, and as much as, he really tried to fight it, it was, I don't think anyone could have done anything differently.
No, he's an amazing God bless that man's soul, in all honesty, because incredible dude. And we can't wait to obviously do what we're going to do next week. Oh no, 2 weeks. Well, 2 weeks from recording, you know what I mean? And from coming out. But as I said, we're organising a huge crew down there, so I'm pretty excited to just get down there. So we're going to release a map and everything like that, I imagine, of where to meet and everything like that.
Absolutely, yeah. So Instagram page, map and timings of, like, if you want to run a certain distance, what time that run is going to start.
Good.
So we can all finish together. And,
good. So if I get there around 10-ish.
10-ish, knock out. 5K run.
Yeah. I'll get there around 10-ish. So that I'll be there. So, and the sausages on are what, 11?
Yes, Stevie will be doing egg and bacons from 9 a.m. sort of onwards. I would say.
Get there at 9 to get the fresh batch.
And Nick Riley, he'll be on it to it as well.
Yeah, they'll be all over it.
I'm so excited, and like I said, I'm genuinely excited to get behind the day, because it'll be an awesome day. And the boys that I'm going to go and see after this, that I'm having dinner with, so Gotchi and Fletch will be down there as well. They just don't know it yet. So, so we're just trying to spread the word as much as we can. So we're going to be pumping the socials, pumping it out to get people there as much as we can. Maybe we'll speak to Braden and see if he can come down and do some filming for us, and get it happening. But it'd be awesome to make a really big day of it, and be also a massive celebration as well. I think it's really important that it's not just about raising the funds, it's about celebrating someone incredible to all of us. So from a funds tally point of view, the goal is 50.
Yeah, so we've raised a bit over 50,000 over our first 2 years since we started doing the run. So it's sort of 50 is a big target, but we thought, why not? We'll aim for playing for 50 this year and double our last 2 years. So yeah,
100%. I think if anyone's going to get behind it, I think power of the people always works. So we're going to get behind it, as I said, because I know that we've still got to donate and bloody work. I still need work to donate it as well. So and I've got to still donate. So we'll make sure we get those donations in, guys. I wanted to keep it as sort of to the point as we possibly could. I thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. I can't wait for the following Sunday. I said I'm going to be there. I'll be doing some walking laps. I'll bring the dogs down, bring everyone down, get mum out of bed early, get my sister out of bed early, get everyone out of bed early, and do some walks. And I'll have my t-shirt ready to go. You got my size?
Yeah, we do. Yep.
Yeah, good.
It's all orders.
Yeah, make sure that we're right to go.
yeah.
Don't none of that large stuff. Go the one above. Guys, a massive thank you. We're not going to ask the 3 humble climb, obviously, because we already know we've had you on before, and as I said, it's been I can't thank you enough, and Jez also for filling in. Obviously thanks, with Davo being over there and having his tea and his Guinness and everything else with his beautiful, amazing Greek girlfriend. And so a massive thank you for coming on, mate, because it's always probably a bit daunting to understand how it's going to work. So I'm pumped that you're on, because it gives me a familiar face to hang around with on next Sunday. And a massive thank you again to our amazing sponsors that continue to show us plenty of love. So Bonza Snowballs, they're amazing. Make sure you check them out on my Instagram. Vanilla, the newest sponsor and the biggest here in Oakley. So massive thank you for coming on board. NYC Conveyancing, you've just been a star. Gigi Hair and Kids, for anytime you need a new hair done, feel free. I'll get you a free perm anytime you like. And lastly,
Sally's due, I think.
Yeah, I reckon I can sort you out, Sal. And A-Class powder coating and abrasive blasting. So a massive, massive thank you to them to continuing to get behind it and allow me to almost bring my dream to life as well and tell stories like these ones. So guys, a massive thank you. Enjoy. Thanks, I'll see you guys on Sunday week, whenever it is, on the 26th of November.
Yep.
Thanks for your support, mate.
I'm trying to figure out what I've got that night. I actually can't remember. I've got someone on that night.
You're Greek, mate. It'll be a cousin's wedding or something.
I've got someone on that night. I'm trying to think of what it is. Why is it the 26th? Anyway, I'll sort that out, but I'll definitely be down there. And so we'll be bringing plenty of little Greeks down. So look forward to it. But thank you so much, guys. I love you guts, and we'll see you guys soon.
Thanks,
mate.
Thanks, legends.